Hello everyone and welcome back to The Grind. Now, Rust has had a recent surge in popularity. This is partly due to the efforts of the developers and their perseverance. Since many new players are joining the game, the developers have even been working on an update. This list contains details about why the Rust beta isn't actually out yet. Now, before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon too so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Let's begin this video though. To understand what's going on, you first need to know what has been happening in the world of Rust and its development. Back in 2020, when the new Xbox and PlayStation consoles were released, the developers of Rust promised that fans were going to have a new release coming soon that was going to be playable on those new consoles as well as on PC. This stirred die-hard fans into a frenzy. This didn't end up happening, however, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The developers didn't release any new information about the release, but it was obvious that it wasn't going to come out in 2020. Recent reports have indicated, however, that this is all about to change. One of the key pieces of new information that was released was about the timeline of the new update. Now, the studio behind the Rust game released a statement in which they said that they were 50% confident that the new update would be released in the first half of this year. This wasn't all they said, however, as they continued in the press release by saying that they were only 25% sure that the game would release in the first quarter of this year. Now, this took some analysis to understand because the wording behind this statement was very precisely crafted. They made it so that they gave themselves plenty of time to meet deadlines, and although it wasn't mentioned, many fans have concluded that this statement was made about the full release of the game and not just the beta version.
Had from Facepunch itself, or themselves, or the studio itself. Okay, let's just go ahead and read over this real quick. It says the console version didn't get released in 2020 like we'd hoped. The good news is that we're 100% confident that it will be released in 2021, 50% confident that the first half of 2021, and 25% confident it'll be in the first quarter of 2021. Well, okay, so a couple things here to remember. They're talking about the full version, not the beta.
The good news is that the beta version of games are usually released about a month prior to the release of a full game, and this is done to make some last-minute adjustments to their servers and other equipment so that they can handle the sudden influx of gamers. Now, while this is just pure speculation and a lot of putting pieces together, many players have been diving deep into the forums, and they have gleaned some new and slightly credible info. They are highly confident that the dates and timelines published for the release of the game had plenty of buffers built into it. Some YouTubers have even claimed that the game could be released in the months of February or March. These dates are for the beta version of the game, of course. Now, some have even gone as far as to say that it would be extremely shocking and surprising if the date slipped past the first half of 2021. It is likely that the developers are just polishing the game and resolving some last-minute bugs.
Or past half of this year, 2021. We're so incredibly close. We saw a lot of screenshots. Well, we saw a screenshot from Gary. We've seen a lot of stuff from the commit list. We've seen a lot of activity. So things are looking like it's on that polishing phase for sure. I don't think there's a lot more to do in terms of, excuse me,
Although these timelines are likely to hold steady, there could be any number of unforeseen circumstances that could hinder the release. These events could include a sudden re-emergence of the coronavirus based on the state of the world right now. Even a random weather event could also cause severe disruptions in the release timeline of the game. Some good news in this regard is that the closed beta meant for developers has been released. Some players have downloaded the unplayable beta and have seen that the code is being changed and updated very frequently. This could indicate an imminent release date. I don't know, I'm just saying. Another really excellent indicator for the upcoming release is the revelation of promotion material from the company. Rust developers have revealed some new pictures related to some popular gamers such as Pokimane. Now, this is usually done when the release of a game is very near. This could be some hidden clue from the developers that the wait is soon to end. And as everyone is waiting for the new update, let's all remind ourselves that rushing an update to a game is never a good idea. The release of Cyberpunk 2077 is an excellent example of how bad things can get if a game release is rushed by the developers due to the instance of fans. The older generation console owners are suffering due to the early and botched release of the cyber-themed game, of course. And finally, of course, one of the key reasons why this update is taking this amount of time could be tied to the release of the next generation gaming consoles from Sony and Microsoft. Since the newer generation of consoles have an entirely different setup inside of them, the developers behind Rust could be having a hard time getting their game to work properly and utilize those consoles. So those were some of the key reasons why the beta update of Rust isn't out yet. Fans of the game will just have to sit patiently until the game is released, which by all indications seems to be imminent and could likely occur in the coming months. But for now, guys, that does bring us to the end of our video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't liked the video yet, it's never too late, so go and give it a thumbs up. We'll see you soon in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye.